Welcome to Cine Digest Movie Recap. We bring you the world's greatest films, the plot, the standout moments, and everything you need to know. Subscribe now and hit the bell. And don't forget to like the video. Enjoy the show. Immediately picked up the baseball stick and walked out. The next morning, news of Jason's violence was posted on the headlines of major newspapers. The director was angry about this, so he called Jason to talk, but Jason didn't care about it and insisted that he had done nothing wrong. It should be a little bit of a trick to treat that arrogant little... At the end of the day, it was already 10 o'clock in the evening, and a female police officer was on the street patrol. Suddenly, a mysterious man in a hat ran over, and he didn't say a word, and he shot the female police officer to death. Soon, the news of the female police officer's murder was spread to the bureau. Jason was ordered to investigate this matter, but due to the heavy rain, the fingerprints and footprints on the scene were brought. The witness was caught on camera and was not seen in the video. The witness was caught on camera and was not seen in the video. When Jason was about to be killed, a witness who claimed to be the witness stood up. But when this witness is called Da Jin Lian. So, since then, Da Jin Lian, just because I want to have close contact with the eye. The next morning, a new inspector, a reporter, was admitted to the police station. The chief announced that he would now be in charge of all of the investigation. At the same time, another mysterious killer was on the street and shot a police officer who was about to be arrested. And before that, the mysterious killer also called the reporter in the newspaper, Shi Zhuangge, and claimed that he would kill 8 police officers. I hope Shi Zhuangge will report this well. Shi Zhuangge listened to it. I thought if I could grab this opportunity, I would be able to sit on the top of the top. In this, on the other side, Potter found Jason and hoped he could cooperate with himself. As soon as possible, this mysterious killer was arrested, but due to valuable clues from his mouth. The homeless man told Jason that. A few days ago, he was in a gym. I saw a pervert in my posted the video to the internet. The homeless man thinks this pervert is very likely the mysterious killer who killed 2 police officers in a row. The homeless man saw Jason hesitated, so he raised all his worries. As long as the money is in place, you can't find the pig. But where is Jason eating the homeless man? Nothing valuable was said. He wanted to get the money. There was no door. The next day, Jason, according to the address provided by the former homeless man. He soon found the pervert who burned the police dog. Jason went around the house of the pervert. But I didn't get anything, and I didn't find any crime tools or guns. The pervert was so arrogant. His words were full of ridicule and provocation. Suddenly, Jason came to the pervert. He said to him angrily, "Think back to the scene where he was beaten until Jason and others left," he said with a bright face. Soon after, the pervert also left with a backpack, and this scene happened to be found by a homeless man nearby. So he followed the past quietly, and in a trash bag, found a parking fee bill for a pervert. On the other side, the pervert was riding a bicycle all the way. Came to Jason's old friend, Hu Zishu's home. He used the radio to edit the satellite TV. He knocked on the door of Hu Zishu. Then he took out his pistol. He was ready to shoot Hu Zishu. After killing Hu Zishu, Jason didn't leave in a hurry. Shi Zhuangge again, and explained in detail his murder. He drove to an abandoned parking lot and hid the police uniform and pistol he just got in an old car trunk after a man suddenly came over. According to the parking fee bill, he came to the parking lot and found Hu Zishu's dirty stuff. The homeless man was very excited. He thought he could use the opportunity to make a fortune. So he called Shi Zhuangge and exchanged the news. As an exchange, he asked for 50,000 yuan from Shi Zhuangge. Shi Zhuangge listened and nodded his head. Then he quickly prepared 50,000 yuan and hurriedly went to meet the homeless man, under the guidance of the homeless man. The two came to the abandoned parking lot. They saw the dirty stuff in the trunk. Shi Zhuangge was shocked. He gave the 50,000 yuan to the homeless man. But they didn't know. This scene was hidden in the corner, so he quickly transferred the dirty stuff. Then he asked the police, and found the homeless man, and buried him in the toilet. Not long after that, Jason rushed here, but at that time, Hu Zishu had already disappeared. There was only Shi Zhuangge sitting outside, in front of Jason. Shi Zhuangge told the police that he hid the dirty stuff in the parking lot. But when Jason and others came here, they found that the stuff in the trunk had already been transferred. Jason wanted to check the Jason couldn't find it. Jason had no choice but to go back to the police station. He looked at the personal files of Hui Mao. He was shocked. Jason found that Hui Mao had been arrested by the police many times, within a year, and when Jason saw the police list of Hui Mao, that's when he realized the first female police officer who was killed was the first police officer who arrested Hui Mao. The second male police officer who was killed was the second police officer who arrested Hui Mao, and the third male police officer, the next police officer who was killed, was probably the female police officer. At the same time, the female police officer who was busy for a whole day went home and saw that Hui Mao could not be killed at once, so he quickly disappeared into the night. When Jason got here, he only saw the furious, so he went in and broke through the door of Hui Mao's house. They wanted to find the evidence of Hui Mao, so that they could arrest him in an open and transparent way. However, after the search, Jason and Hui Mao still did not get anything, so Jason had no choice but to release an arrest warrant. After all kinds of clues and facts all point to Hui Mao, although Jason had no good place to hide. Soon, Jason found the hotel, but when Jason and the others broke in, Hui Mao slipped again. After a fierce chase, Hui Mao was forced to a train station by Jason. He looked like he had been surrounded by the police. Hui Mao was no longer running. He raised his hands and surrendered. After Hui Mao was locked in the police station, his attitude was still very arrogant. Jason also understood this, so he deliberately mentioned the thing that broke Hui Mao, to stimulate Hui Mao, to make him lose his mind and say that he had committed a crime. But how Jason scolded Hui Mao. Hui Mao never said a word. 48 hours passed. He can only watch Hui Mao leave in a panic. Outside the police station, Shi Zhuangge also called a large number of. After the heavy rain, everyone was in pain for Hu Zishu. But if you look closely, I don't know when Hui Mao changed his police uniform and got involved in the crowd. I could only see him staring at Jason, as if in the next second, he wanted to devour Jason. Suddenly, Jason received a mysterious phone call. Then he left here in a panic. Hui Mao also followed up. He drove all the way. Hui Mao was familiar with the terrain. Soon he was in the staircase, chasing Jason. Jason slowly stopped, but when he turned around and took off his hat, Hui Mao was blind. It turned out that this person was not Jason, but the inspector who handled the case with Jason. After so many things, Jason finally understood. The law can't punish a scumbag like Hui Mao. If you want to get this over with, you have to use some special means. So Jason and Hui Mao set up a trap and led the police to the parking lot without. Words of the police can't kill. But this time, Jason will never be soft-hearted again.